How's it going, Pokemon trainers? The Pokemon Go Johto event is just a few weeks away, and for those of you playing the ticketed version, we'll soon have to answer the following question. Will you choose to play the Gold Path or the Silver Path? If you haven't decided just yet, we've got you covered. Today, we'll go through all the details for both paths and offer some suggestions that you should consider before you choose. So sit back and relax, and let's talk about the Johto Tour. Welcome back, everyone. So have you purchased a ticket to the Go Tour Johto? If you haven't and are still on the fence about it, we put out a video last week analyzing both the free and paid ticket features to see if it's worth it. We also announced our next giveaway for the Go Tour Johto, so if you want to win a ticket, go check it out. A link to that video will be down in the description. But moving on to today's topic, we'll be discussing the gold and silver paths that ticket holders will have to select. Last year, James did a similar video outlining the exclusive Pokemon and boosted shiny rates for the Go Tour Kanto's red and green paths. A lot of people seem to like that video, so this year I'll be taking over to do something similar with the gold and silver versions. Hopefully by the end, you'll have a good idea as to which pathway you'll want to choose, so without further ado, let's jump right into it. Like last year's Kanto Tour, the Johto Tour's gold and silver paths will have their own exclusive Pokemon that you can encounter during the day. These Pokemon will only appear on incense and have an increased spawn rate throughout the event. For the gold version, you can find Spinarak, Gligar, Teddiursa, and Mantine exclusively on incense. And as for the silver version, you'll find Ladybug, Delibird, Skarmory, and Phanpy. So it's interesting to note that this year's event only has 4 exclusive Pokemon per path, whereas the Kanto Tour last year had 6. Obviously the Johto Dex is about 2/3 the size of Kanto, but it's nice to see they're not gatekeeping too many Mons. Now if you want to obtain Pokemon from the opposite path, you'll have to trade for them during the event, so you can complete part of the collection challenge. Trainers will be able to do up to 6 special trades during the event, so if you don't have some of them registered, that will be a great resource. I would personally save these for lucky trades and legendary/shiny rerolls, but just know that you have 6 available if you don't have any of these Pokemon in your decks. Next up, let's talk about the exclusive boosted shiny rates for each Johto Tour path. If you chose the gold version, Igglybuff, Natu, Sunkern, Misdreavus, Wobbuffet, Shuckle, and Swinub will all have an increased shiny rate. And as for the silver version, you'll get boosted rates for Cleffa, Sudowoodo, Yanma, Pineco, Houndour, Miltank, and Larvitar. Additionally, each of the exclusive Pokemon we discussed earlier will also have a boosted shiny rate for their respective version as well. This will be useful if you missed shiny Delibird during the holiday event, or if you really want a shiny Spinarak so you can have a shiny Ariados in PvP. Now, an additional feature that was added to this year's path is the boosted shiny rate for their respective legendaries. The gold version will increase your shiny rate for Ho-Oh, and the silver will increase your rate to Lugia. Legendaries typically already have a boosted shiny rate of about 1 in 20, so it'll be interesting to see what they'll do when you add the ticket odds. If you're on the fence as to which version you're going to pick, you may want to consider which legendary you want more shinies of. Finally, we have the boosted shiny odds that are shared between the 2 Go Tour paths. These Pokemon include Chikorita, Cyndaquil, Totodile, and Hoppip. All 4 will have a boosted shiny rate regardless of which version you choose. Now comes the tricky part, and that's deciding which path to choose for the Johto Tour. To help you narrow it down, consider asking yourself the following questions. First up, which exclusive Pokemon do you need for your Pokédex? If you're missing more of the Pokemon that are present in one of the 2 paths, I would consider selecting that event version. Though, on the other hand, you can still trade for these Pokemon with other trainers, so it shouldn't be the only factor guiding your decision. Another question you should consider is which Pokemon do you want most for raids or PvP, specifically in their shiny forms. Tyranitar is a decent rock and dark attacker, while Mamoswine brings the icy edge. Both these Pokemon's first stage evolutions are available in both event versions, but the shiny rate will be higher for Larvitar on the silver version and Swinub on gold. As for PvP, Ariados, Wigglytuff, and Mantine are good choices for the Great League, whereas Skarmory and Clefable are both quite good in both the Great and the Ultra League. Again, a fairly decent divide between the 2 paths, and it really depends on what playstyle you use in battle. Plus, some of these Pokemon are available in both versions, with the only difference being their shiny rates. Speaking of shinies, the next question to ask will be very important, and that's which shinies do you want the most? Looking back at our boosted shiny chart, you can get an idea of which shinies you want and figure out which version nets you the most shinies. For me, I'm looking for Teddiursa, Mantine, Fanfi, Cleffa, Skarmory, Houndour, Miltank, and Lugia. So since there's more shinies I want on the silver version, it's likely that I'll be going that route for this event. And that brings us to the final thing you should consider when deciding on your path, and that's if you're playing with friends, which event path are they choosing? Maybe if a lot of your Poke Group chooses the gold version, you should go with the silver version so you can complete the trading collection challenge. Plus, they may be kind enough to swap some of their boosted shinies. I would go ahead and start asking around to see which path your friends are choosing, and if they don't know, consider showing them this video. But that just about wraps up our Go Tour video for today. If you've decided, let us know in the comments which path you're choosing, and if you're still undecided, feel free to comment your questions below. And if you like this video, be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Next week we're throwing it back to Sword and Shield with a tutorial on how to get some really exciting new shiny Pokemon. Trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. So until then, thank you all so much for watching. We hope you have a great day, and we'll see you all in the next video. Take care.